Dear friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy for meeting you again. I thank the organizers of Romania, the same as our political group, Europe of Nations and Freedom, for their excellent work. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the point. Everyone now sees that even in the case of the terrorism, the main problem is the Islamic community, which is base for terrorists and also partly the source of new radicals. Media report the fact that radical Islamists have been infiltrated at Brussels airport, but what is serious, at least one jihadist worked in Belgian nuclear power plant. European nuclear power plants are not designed to resist a terroristic attack, basically just a fast and concentrated attack using drones with explosives would be enough. There is no need to destroy the reactor, simply discard it cooling and there would be another Fukushima in Japan. I say it because we realize that the situation is really serious. We are at war. More and more attacks are being planned, and there will be more and more of them. Islamic radicals are and will be dispersed throughout the world, and they begin to implement the next stage of the Islamic vision. Needless to repeat that no ransom paid to the Ottoman Empire Turkey. Therefore, the invasion of Muslims in Europe do not stop. We pay only a change of the migration strategy. The objective to conquer Europe remains, and the Turkish president also professes it. The implication of this one is, where Muslim communities are a crucial security risk, it is necessary, where they are now, not allowing even created. And where they are, it is necessary to create conditions so that the radical Muslims leave the countries. We promote from the beginning, we in Czech Republic, my party in the parliament, promote from the beginning of zero tolerance of illegal immigration. And of course, it must be absolutely zero tolerance for any migration of Muslims into Europe. Islam is a political ideology that is manifestly incompatible with freedom and democracy and with the European concept of the human rights. European Court of Human Rights and the European Commission should analyze the Islamic ideology, defining the points on which Islam is incompatible with European law, and identify Islam as anti-democratic and aggressive ideology. Our aim must be to preserve democracy, freedom, security and prosperity in Europe. The second thing is to create opportunities for Muslims to have a place to go and thus prevent their penetration into Europe. Firstly, it is important to stabilize the situation in the Middle East. Let me offer one topic for discussion. One stabilizing factor between Iraq, Turkey and Syria could be Kurdistan, whether it's free or at least autonomous. Because Kurdish fighters today are the most active in the struggle with radical Islamists. Today they control large territories which give shelter to about 1.5 million of Syrian refugees. They are bulwark against the radical Islamists from both Iraq and Syria, and they are willing to lay their lives for the freedom of Kurdistan. It is important to keep strong anti-Islamist and non-Arabic allies in the region, but this applies to politics as a whole. We want to seek friends and allies, not to create enemies. Zero tolerance, migration, stabilization of the Middle East and economic prosperity are the conditions for the stopping the migration waves and conversely, also the motivation for the return of the migrants and their families from Europe to their homeland. These steps will also lead to security and stability in Europe, and for Europe will have great economic benefits. We assert the protection of Europe and of our nation and states. We assert the protection of freedom and democracy against colonization from outside, the same as against colonization of our nations and states by Brussels. We are against the denationalization of our countries and against trampling of their sovereignty. We are for the European cooperation of confident and sovereign nation states. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for a nice meeting. It is very nice to meet again Marine Le Pen. And I look forward to further cooperation in other specific projects.